Hello everybody, this is John Berg, your average movie lover, coming back to you with another movie review. And today, I'm going to be reviewing Meg 2, The Trench. Terrifying, right? No, not really. Because, same old, same old. You don't really need to understand the plot if you saw the first Meg. A lot of cheesy, sharky stuff. The only thing is that they try to make bigger, better, and, well, you know what? They failed miserably. So I saw the Meg 2 last Saturday, which was maybe about 2 days after it came out, or actually, the Friday before it came out, August 4th. August 5th? 4th? Yeah. So, I saw it August 5th, last Saturday. But the thing is that when I walked into this movie, I was expecting kind of the same thing from the first one. A cheesy shark, fighting adventure where we're going to just basically spend the whole hour and a half fighting a shark, or sharks. But instead, we get this. We get sharks, krakens, and Jurassic World monsters swimming around. But you know what? Our minds are over here, focusing on espionage. Why would you want to bring espionage into a movie that's specifically supposed to be about sharks eating people during some spring break or big vacation fest? I get it. They're trying to give more story to the Meg. But, they're giving it a story they don't really need. They're trying to give us build-up, and then it just goes from build-up to straight boredom. That's how I felt, because I felt like I was probably going to fall asleep through the first half of the movie, waiting for the carnage to happen. But when we finally do get to the carnage, do we get the bloodbath that we're waiting for? Well, of course not. You know why? Because this movie, again, is rated PG-13 like the first one. I get why they made this movie PG-13, because they're trying to appeal to a broader audience, especially that audience in the PG-13 range, or the people who mainly want to see this movie. And when you make a movie like this rated R, you kind of take away maybe 15-20% of your demographic that actually want to see this movie. But for someone like me, who grew up watching shark movies like Jaws, or the other ones in the 90s, or basically any other creature movie where the people have to fight and kill some kind of creature because it's killing people or eating people or something like that, I am expecting splatter. Of course, blood splatter. Shark, anaconda, tremors, etc., etc. We're expecting some kind of carnage in a movie like this. But to take away that, it just kind of turns it into a snooze fest. During the last act of this movie, you get a really good, sensible feeling of what could have been. There was, of course, the big cheesy action fight there with Statham, and also Paige Kennedy gets to show off his action skills too. Very cheesy and silly, but it shows a lot of what this movie could have been if they had just made what happened in the 30 minutes basically happen in the entire movie. Yes, it probably wouldn't have still been cheesy and silly, but it would have probably kept us entertained the whole time. Honestly, if I had to give an honest opinion about the Meg 2 and the Meg at that, they're movies that came out really late. They're beyond their time. They should have been made at a different time period, and they probably would have been a lot more entertaining. If this movie had came out in maybe early 2000s, maybe late 90s, try to compete with Deep Blue Sea, it probably would have been a lot more entertaining back then, because back then that's what we were into. We were into those kind of movies back then. But now they're a thing of the past, and they're really either just one or two words. They're either cheesy or they're just stupid. The movie, though, wasn't bad because it was cheesy and stupid. The movie was bad because it was boring. The only interesting characters we got were, of course, Jason Statham, and Paige Kennedy had an interesting moment at the end. But other than that, every character I didn't care for. They were completely bland, and the story was just a snooze fest. It almost put me to sleep until the carnage part happened. And it's a completely uninteresting movie in my opinion. Overall, though, I'm going to only give Meg 2 a C-. They tried to save it in that last 20-30 minutes with that amazing finale, but it didn't work to save the overall movie. And it could have been a lot better in my opinion. Okay, so that about wraps up this movie review. If you guys have seen Meg 2 The Trench, please comment here down below what your thoughts of the movie was. And also, if you like my other videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is John Berg, your average movie lover, signing out.